This video focuses on the processing block, whose main purpose is to transform an incoming transaction into that which is required by the rest of the model. This transformation is accomplished through a set of assignment statements, so that when a transaction arrives on the input port of the processing block executes the sequence of assignment statements contained in the block, and then when that sequence is completed, the processing block outputs the intended value onto the output port, thereby forwarding the transformed transaction to the rest of the model. As an example, consider the following block diagram within VisualSim Architect. It consists of a transaction source that outputs transactions into the processing block, which transforms those transactions and forwards it to the rest of the model, here simplified by a simple text display, which we will use to view the transaction. In addition, there is an init memory block which contains local memories, and the local memories are accessible from the processing block. In this case, we are using local memory called numDeparted to keep a running count of the number of transactions that have been processed by the processing block. The processing block also has access to parameters at the same levels, for example, the command threshold. The processing block itself contains a set of assignment statements. Some assignment statements are to local variables within the processing block itself. Local variables are used to simplify assignment expressions that can become very unwieldy without local variables. In this case, local variables command and delay are assigned their values through regex functions for randomization. Other local variables are assigned such direct values, such as the read and write commands are assigned strings, read and write respectively. And the assignment statements to either existing fields within the data structure or the intent to create new fields in a polymorphic structure are done by the sequence input dot and then the name of the field. In this case, input.serviceTime and input.command. And this last assignment statement has an interesting format. It is more of an if-then-else format. Basically what it says is the command will be assigned a value depending upon whether it is less than or greater than or equal to command threshold. If it is less than, then it will be assigned the string contained in local variable read command. If it is greater than or equal to command threshold, then it will be assigned the string contained in local variable write command. And then the increment of the numDeparted counter, which is the local memory in the init memory block, is done here as well. So when we run the simulation then, we see that the transaction that has been forwarded or transformed from the processing block contains the field's command. In this case, it has been assigned the value read, and then the service time, which was assigned a random number, in this case 8.381, etc. And so this ends the video on the processing block.